Greetings and praise the Lord, everybody. And I hope all is well with you and yours. You know, I've had this question that has been in my mind lately, and it is, do you even want to be made well? Think about that for a second. Do you even want to be made well? Because this is the same question that Jesus Christ asks in the Gospel of John, chapter 5 and 6, when he approached a man who had been lying by a pool for 38 years. He says to him, he says, "Do you want to be made well?" Now, it may sound like a silly question, or it may sound like a question that has an obvious answer, but he didn't say, not can you be made well? He didn't say, not will God help you, but do you actually want it? That's the part I think we have to get. Do you actually want to be well? Because here's the tension that most people do not talk about. Because healing does sound good. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to be healed, but it sounds good until it requires responsibility. See, the man had been stuck for 38 years, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. See, when Jesus asked him the question, he didn't say yes. See, it seems like that would be an obvious answer. The man gave an excuse. He said, I have no one to put me in the pool. In other words, what the man was explaining, he's basically what he's saying is that here's the reason why I'm like this. I'm like this because I don't have anybody to come and help me to get me where it is that I'm trying to go. I don't have anybody to pick me up and pull me up to get me where the healing is taking place. And if we're honest, we may say we want discipline, but on the flip side, we do everything we can to avoid structure. We may say we want purpose and God to use us in our life, but then we avoid obedience when God tells us to do something. We may say we want freedom and be able to do everything that we desire to do, but then we protect our comfort when God tries to push us out to do something. So here's the real question for you. Do you want to be made well? Or do you just want relief? Because those aren't the same thing. Relief, being made well, and just wanting relief? No, because relief says take the pain away. I just want to a moment of whatever it is I'm going through to not exist right now. But healing says transform me even if it hurts. Whatever the cost, whatever it takes, whatever level of discipline, or whatever I need to do in order to get to that place of transformation, I'll do it. See, that's healing. You know, because a lot of us want to get in better shape, take care of ourselves, live a healthy lifestyle. But transformation is not easy. See, it all hurts. You can have the pain of staying in a condition that you're in, or you can go through the pain that it takes in order to get to the place where discipline can live. But here's the thing with Jesus. This is amazing. What Jesus does next is wild. See, he doesn't carry the man. He doesn't lower the standard. He gives a simple command. He says, rise, take up your bed and walk. And what that means is you have to participate in your own healing. Yes, sometimes you have to participate in your own rescue. We're waiting on a man. We're waiting on this person. We're waiting on that person to come and do it for us. And Jesus is saying, rise, take up your bed and walk. Now, I know from being a coach and a trainer that nobody gets stronger just by wanting it. They get stronger by engaging in resistance. And spiritually, it's the same. A lot of times we try to separate the physical and the spiritual and the mental and emotional and the relational and all these things that make us up, but they all work together. They all work, are supposed to work in harmony together. So spiritually, it works the same. If you're going to pray, you also must be obedient to what God is telling you to do. If you're going to believe, you also must move and operate in faith. If you're going to trust God, you also got to get up, putting yourself in position to be able to do the thing that God says do. And I want to press this a little bit. You know, it's out of love, of course, right? But what have you been lying next to? Have you been lying next to your excuses that's keeping you on the ground? Have you been lying next to your habits, which are forming who you are based on the things you do daily? Have you been lying next to a mindset, a belief system that you are encountering, traditions, cultures that you're living by that may be no longer serving the purpose that God has for you now? What are you lying next to? Are you lying next to a version of yourself that you have simply outgrown? And instead of getting up, you've learned how to live next to it comfortably. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay lying for another 38 years. You don't have to stay next to the pool being blind, lame, paralyzed, living with no significance, not having any vision, scared to take any steps and have any movement. You don't have to stay in that condition. This is your moment. It's not hype. It's not going to be emotional. It's a decision. So I'm going to ask you the same question again. Do you want to be made well? Because if the answer is yes, then it's time to get up mentally. It's time to pick it up and take responsibility. And then once you get to your feet, it's time to walk it out in daily obedience, living by power habits that will sustain your life. Pray, obey, work out, educate, recharge daily. And this is where we are. Do you want to be made well? I want you to say this with me because I think it will help you. God, I don't just want relief. I want transformation. God, give me the strength to get up and the discipline to walk it out. It's time. Do you want to be made well? If so, get up, pick up your bed, and walk so you can keep becoming who God has called you to be and do everything that He's put you on this planet to do with the gift He's given you to help as many people and point everything to Him. God bless you until next time. Let's go.